What made you guys hit it off?
Well, Will, I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, well, Salim is fascinated by everything that has to do with the Western United States and cowboys and country music and all of that.
Sure.
And so when he actually met an American in the flesh, I think he was more excited. I think, yeah, we just met when we were eating at the university cafeteria one day and started talking. We were living in the same dorm room, or in the same dorm building.
Yeah. All right. So, William, what high school did you go to?
Shawnee Mission East. I'm class of 2017.
Okay. And so, I mean, obviously, kind of being a Chiefs fan was your birthright, right? How hard is it to get games over there?
Yeah, there are not any. It's hard. There are certain websites of varying degrees of legality where I can find streams to watch, and I just hope that they stay up long enough during the game that it doesn't cut out when a Mahomes rocket is halfway to the receiver in midair.
And so, how did it come to be? Because my understanding is that Salim and several other folks have started watching games and became kind of Chiefs fans as a result of being friends with you. So, Salim, how did that happen, and what did you know about the NFL, Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes before you met William?
Well, to be honest, I didn't know, I knew hardly anything about American football, because for us Algerians and Europeans, Africans, football is soccer, as you guys call it. So sorry for that. So it first started with William being aware of me being a huge fan of country music, ranching, and that kind of lifestyle. And then he told me, well, dude, maybe I have the perfect team for you to cheer for in the NFL. And I was like, well, I'm all ears. Just say the words. He was like, Dallas Cowboys. That's how it started. And I was like, okay, well, Dallas Cowboys, And then he told me about the Kansas City Chiefs being the real deal. So that's how it really started. No offense to the Cowboys fans out there, but as far as I'm concerned, Kansas City Chiefs are the real deal.
Yeah. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on the sport? And Patrick Mahomes and who's your favorite Chiefs player?
Well, first time I watched the game, I think it was with William. I actually watched my first Thanksgiving game with William and some American friends too. It was quite the experience. Thanksgiving games are honestly, something else, and the entertainment, it was so entertaining. We were all there together watching the game, having Thanksgiving dinner, talking about football. William and some other friends trying to explain the rules for me, because I'm still working on that football rules. Yeah. So yeah, the first thing that comes in mind when thinking about football is so entertaining.
So was this just last year, or what year was that?
Oh yeah. Started last year.
Just back in 2022. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so William, what's your plan for the Super Bowl?
So I'm living in a dorm that is reserved almost entirely for American students here in Paris, and it seems like we're doing a watch party in the big common area downstairs.
Sounds good.
I know I have at least one ally. There's a guy on my wing who, interesting, was raised in Philadelphia, but his dad's a big Giants fan, so he's a Giants fan. So he's not really cheering for us; he's cheering against the Eagles. But I'll take the support.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, you won't be isolated that way.
Yep.
So I mean, how has football kind of become a way for you and Salim and some other people to bond even more?
Yeah, I think the Salim and Muad and Lubna, who couldn't make the call, I think we already bonded a bit, and then I sort of dragged them in because they were wondering why I was so tired on Monday and Tuesday mornings after primetime games that kick off at 2:30 in the morning here.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's in a way, I think that they thought I was a little too obsessed about this to not investigate for themselves.
Yeah. So Salim, who is your favorite Chiefs player?
Well, I'm gonna have to say Patrick Mahomes because he's like the first name that I remembered. Like, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. So what's your plan for the Super Bowl?
Well, I'm gonna be working on that day. I think I'm gonna be working from 7 p.m. to 10. But here in France, it's actually gonna be around midnight, so it's not gonna be that big of a problem. Just gonna, set on my laptop and watch the game. Maybe call William to watch it together and virtually watch it together. So yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever think when you went to France, you'd end up being a fan of American football?
Oh, not a single moment, not a second, not a second. I can tell you that. I can assure you that. Well, William was actually the first American I've met here in France. So, and I didn't know anything at the time about football. So everything I knew about football, William taught me. So yeah, not a single second I was thinking I was gonna become an NFL and football fan here in France.
And I will say it's been relatively, well, my job of converting as many people to the Chiefs kingdom as possible has been relatively easy because there really aren't many Americans in Amiens. I've met I think 4 total over the year and a half. And so yeah, I say that the Chiefs are cool. They sort of take my word for it, and there's no competition, except for the people who actually play in organized flag football here. It's able to find a club, and the difference between the people I talk to here, I say I'm from Kansas City, and most of the time they don't know where that is. So I have to explain it's in the center. It's in the center of the country. And then anyone who watches American football already, which if you're dedicated enough to be in a flag football club, you are. I say I'm from Kansas City, and people go, "Oh, he's from Kansas City. It's Patrick Mahomes." And it's like, okay, no one has ever. I've never gotten the reaction of, "Oh, it's so cool that this guy is from Kansas City." But
yeah,
thanks. Well, that's been the case.
You said thanks to Patrick Mahomes, that's been the case?
Well, thanks to the Chiefs. Thanks to the fact that we have such a strong team, and largely in part because of Mahomes. Yeah.
Yeah. So does this Salim? Does this make you want to come to see a game at Arrowhead or anything like that?
Oh, I would love to. Honestly, that's actually on my bucket list now. I would love to be there, to just watch the game, be with the families, because from what I understood, football is one of those sports that you will live and watch with your family. One of those sports that creates that bond that's that lasts a lifetime. So yeah, I would love to be there, maybe in Kansas City to watch a game with William, his family, maybe. Yeah, that would be, honestly, that would be one of my dreams.
I was telling my parents that we need to figure out a way to get Salim and Wad and Lubna and Sarah, my friends who have had to suffer through me going from being calm and collected to just screaming at my laptop. I'm saying we need to figure out a way to get them to be just collectively banging on the drum before the game starts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. So William, have you gone to a lot of games?
No. So here's the funny thing. Until this past summer, when I went I think it was our last preseason game against Green Bay, I had never been to a Chiefs game. And I always felt like such a disappointment when they would ask me, "Oh, what's it like? What's like?" I don't know. I've never been to a real a Chiefs game that matters.
Yeah. Have you? Where'd you go to college? Where'd you get your undergrad?
UMKC.
Okay. Did you go to the parade then in 2020?
No, I don't remember why I wasn't able to.
It's cold. It was really cold, and it was really
Yeah,
hard to get to.
it didn't seem like I missed much.
Yeah. I was gonna say, because if short of a game, I mean, I think next Wednesday, if they win, there's a parade you guys can always come in for.
Yeah. Jet lag might be rough on that one.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. Just a little. All right. Well, hey, anything I wasn't smart enough to ask, fellas?
Sorry.
Was there anything I wasn't smart enough to ask?
Well, we told you about the Dallas Cowboys story.
Oh man.
Yeah. Hey, Will, can I say something about the flag? I feel like
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, because it is my fault. So I can explain the backstory. So
yeah, so
my dad and I we drove to Dallas to tour the stadium when I was back this summer, and Salim likes everything Texas. I saw that flag, and I said, I hate that I'm gonna get this, but my dad was like, no, you should get that for him. That's better than a postcard or whatever. And then this whole year, Salim became a Cowboys fan during the regular season. Was talking a lot of trash because they were doing well. And then I actually found on a message, like a voice message on October 21st saying, Salim, I've seen this movie too many times. The Cowboys are going to find a dumb way to lose in the playoffs, probably to the Packers or 49ers. And, when you're right, you're right. So we had ideas on how to my friends and I from Kansas City, we had some ideas on how to shame him. One of the suggestions was to make him cheer for the Falcons for a year before converting to the Chiefs kingdom, to wash the arrogance off of him, as my friend Caleb put it. But in the end, we decided to let him in and to do the right thing. So
yeah, well, that's right. See, all are welcome in Chiefs kingdom.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
That's the spirit. Yep.